G'day again guys, it's Matt here. We are at the development block and might have to call me Brad today because I'm going to be dealing with rocks. Not probably using the dump truck just at the moment, but going to be using this thing. So we're on the excavator today. What the plan is we're going to try and use this to scoop up some, scrape up the rocks into windrows. So we've got the sieve bucket on it at the minute, which you can see here. Yeah, probably haven't been up close to this, but this here comes up to my waist, so she's a fair hunk of a bucket. So yeah, that is going to be useful for where we've got just really bad patches of rock. Just going to reach out as far as we can and use the teeth and the sieve bucket, obviously, to just scrape up the rocks and then move along, keep just scraping them in to a big long pile, and that way we can either come later with a front end loader or whatever, or even come back with this and pick it up. But if we can just get it into windrows for the moment, it'll be a good head start. So we're just going to give it a try. Who knows if it's going to actually do what we want, but we won't know until we try it. So that's the plan, at least for today. Just hopped out here to have a bit of a look, see what sort of job it's doing. If we're trying to go through this with the rock picker, it just overloads it, as in you'll end up trying to have to unload the bucket every 10 meters, so that's not very efficient either. So we're trying to just work out a way of scooping them into piles or something that we can deal with. And then obviously there's still rock where I've scraped here, there's still rock buried here, so by the time that's cultivated and then we should be able to come through with the rock picker and tidy that up. But just to get the bulk of the top stuff out of the road, just so it doesn't overload the rock picker, that's the main goal. That's a nice big one to get out of the paddock. It's the end of the day. I got 3 windrows here done. Yeah, we just got to crunch some numbers and work out whether it's worth us doing this or not. And yeah, then we'll go from there. We might have to go to plan B, whatever that might be. G'day guys, we're just here ready to service the dozers today. So we've got a few of us on board ready to hook in and get them both serviced. So yeah, Phil's just still warming it up. We're here at Tiny One and we're doing a service on it. So I've actually got Richard from BG Fleet and Industrial, and we asked these guys to come out to we're giving this thing a bit of a birthday. So both of the dozers have fairly high hours, and they've got a little bit of chuffing, a bit of smoke. And we just thought, we have tried these products on a couple of other bits of machinery. So we thought, why not just give this a crack, and we'll just do it to the one for now, and if we have good results then we can do it to the other one. But yeah, Richard is just going to give a bit of an explanation what's happening.
Hi guys, so BG is all about removing deposits out of engines and supplying good quality fuel. Our fuel quality in Australia is subpar, and that combined with a lot of modern engines, high pressure common rail, we're getting more and more deposits in engines. Now this old girl is old school, it's not common rail, but it's got a few hours on it. And so what we want to do is clean the crankcase, provide a product that goes in the new oil to lift the spec in particular parts of the oil spec, to focus on the soot control side of things, and we want to run a product through the fuel system to clean injector tips, tops of pistons, and obviously through the pump and all the injector lines. With low levels of sulphur in diesel these days, what we're doing is helping lubricate fuel components as well. So our bulk fuel treatment also does that type of thing continuously. But the job we're doing today, which is cleaning the fuel system, and we're also cleaning the crankcase. The first product we're going to run through is BG Diesel Care, part number 229. This is a product that runs through the fuel system, cleans injector tips, tops of pistons, gets carbon off that platform on the top of the piston, so we're not getting to the edge of the piston and grabbing liners and those types of problems, and also making sure we've got a clean injector pintle and we get good atomisation. Diesel's pretty simple. If we've got good compression and good injection, we should get the best performance out of an engine. So that's the fuel system. This product's in the old oil, engine performance restoration, part number 109. Now that goes into the old oil, into the crankcase, for about, in a machine this size, for about 40 minutes. And what we're doing is cleaning the sludge out of crankcase, making sure that the ring lands are clean, and so that the gum and resins that do build up around ring lands, remove them so that the rings can move freely and do what they've got to do. Now obviously we can't put steel back in there, but if we can get rings to move the way they should do, we can reduce blow-by and get compression back where it should be. And then the final one, the service, is diesel oil conditioner, part number 112. It is actually going into the oil, as I said, to lift spec on the soot control side of things. So it deals with the positive and negative charge of the carbon in there, so that it doesn't attract to each other when the engine's turned off. So we're not getting sludging in the oil or into your hard surfaces in your crankcase. It also gets rid of the acid that can form in crankcase with heat and condensation. So that's what we're doing today. If you wanted to come around to the back, we'll have a look. This is a pretty big toy, so we've hooked 3 tools together. It's the first time we've done this, so a little bit of an experiment. So we've actually, on a normal size engine, we'd only use one of these tools. On a truck, you might fill that 2 or 3 times. In a Land Cruiser, you'd only fill it once. But with this machine, we've hooked 3 together, and we'll run some compressed air in there to pressurise it, so we've got good fuel supply. So those 3 canisters are becoming the fuel tank while we're doing the service. Yeah, so we're up on the top of the D11, a nice little balcony. The 3 tools hooked together is working quite well. We've got to bleed a little bit of air out to keep the fluids flowing down, but you'll see that cleaning fluid's gone quite dark, and that's what's coming out of the injector lines and the fuel pump and the fuel system. The majority of the cleaning of this service is actually going out the exhaust though. It's being done at the injector tip, and as I said, on the top of the piston. But our experiment's working well at this point.
Well, we've got the oil going back in the final drives, so we're doing the final drives on both the dozers, and yeah, just engine oil and filters. So we're going to blow out all all the air filters as well, so cab filters, engine air filters, and yeah, we just got tiny one over there is still just running there on that BG stuff, so just cleaning out all the injectors and the lines and everything. So yeah, it's quite interesting to see all the stuff coming out of it. Yeah, so guys, we've actually used some of these guys' products before on a couple other bits of machinery, and yeah, they've seemed to work pretty well. So we're just still in the phase ourselves of just experimenting with it, seeing if it's for us or not. And yeah, we're just putting all the information out there. We've asked them to come out and do this, so we're not affiliated or anything like that. But yeah, just I'll pop the details in the description for anyone that wants to check them out. But yeah, just we're here to give information, and if it works, we'll let you know if it works, and if it doesn't, we'll say it didn't work. So yeah, we'll try and keep it honest. So I didn't say before either, but these here hold about 30 litres each, these final drives. So they're big mamas. But the other thing we're doing with them too is just cleaning out the centrifuge here. Got the old man on the job. These things are a fairly old school technology, so we've got the old timers dealing with them. So it actually just spins really quickly, flings all the impurities and things that are in the oil to the outside and catches them. But yeah, we'll explain that in a bit, I think, after we get it off. Yeah, so we've got the old timers here whipping apart this centrifuge, and yeah, they'll tell us a bit about it.
Hi folks, Peter here, the boy's dad, and this is my cousin Ron. He's from South Australia, and he comes up to annoy us every year. So we're making use of his 85 years on this earth. He's going to tell us a little about these centrifuges, because when he was in kindergarten he learned about these with Hino buses. There you go, Ronald.
Right, back when I was 29, I was introduced to these filters where it would spin something like 9,000 Ks.
Revs.
Revs, thank you. And the idea is this inner bit, which we're pulling out, will bring up the carbon out of the oil. Yeah. See how much carbon we're going to get out of here now. Yeah, here it comes. Yeah, this one had more in it. Now this is quite thick against the other one.
Yeah, while Ronald's making a mess here and having fun with all this carbon, this is the sort of stuff that's come out. So it's about 4 to 5 mil wide, and so when that's spinning, any particles in the oil are flung up against the wall of the centrifuge and they stick, and then the oil is free to run off that. So it just builds up, and this has done 1,000 hours since this was last cleaned out. And we're hoping, as Tiny One was just chucking a bit more smoke, we're hoping that the fuel treatment that the boys have put in will reduce this. It'll be interesting to see what happens. But we do these, we don't do them normally we change oil every 250 hours, but we haven't done the centrifuge now for 1,000 hours. And the other one we did at 1,000 hours just now, it was not dirty at all. This one was quite a bit more carbon in it. Interesting to know why that's the case. So we're just chasing a rabbit down a hole and just seeing what we come up with.
Ron's back now after cleaning the parts, and now he's going to attempt to put it together by putting this strainer part in, just in case there's any heavy metals that should be roaming around, but we've never found anything in there yet. And this is to line up with a mark on there, with this to go on top. Now the big nut, which then we'll put it into the vise to hang on to it. Now can you tighten that up, Matt? That's it. We're using these great big multi-bricks. We'll tighten that bit up. That's it.
all back together, eh?
All back together.
Beauty.
Now, who's going to go up and put this?
I think you are.
Oh, am I?
Dad's back now, he can do it.
Yeah. Give him something to do.
So we're filling this one up with oil. So you would have seen in a previous video I did where I was just lugging up 20-litre drums, but yeah, it's a lot more easier on the back this way. So I've actually got a Milwaukee little transfer pump, and it it actually works really well for topping them up. You get a decent stream. I'll see if I can't spill this out. So you get a nice decent stream out, and yeah.
How am I going, mate?
How are you going? Are your arm sore, Phil?
Yeah, it's hard work.
So yeah, that just makes it a bit easier. Well guys, we've all left. So we're just going to see how we go with all this additive and that. Hopefully we get good results. But yeah, hopefully in the next week or two I'll update how that's all going. It just continually improves it all, so it will be over a little while, but I'll try to keep it updated. If it seems like I've forgotten, just remind me in the comments of future videos. We do read all the comments, so yeah, that's a good way to have any suggestions or anything. So where we're at, the Tiny 1 has had all the BG treatment, Tiny 2 has not, so it'll be just a good comparison to see how those two go. That they work side by side most of the time. Usually they're within about 50 litres of fuel each day, so we'll more than likely pick up on any fuel saving we see there. But yeah, hopefully we get good results, and then we might be able to incorporate it into some other bits of gear. But yeah, that's what we're finding out. Yeah guys, this will probably be the end of the video, and as always, just keep hitting the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps just gauge what you guys are enjoying or not. And yeah, we are now on Instagram and Facebook. Check them out, it's in the description. And yeah, we'll hopefully see you in the next one.